Welcome, everyone, to Tuesday Night Luke Live Online. This is session number 22, and I'm Father James DeLucio with the Paulists, pleased to share with you some of Luke's Gospel and some commentary. Tonight we have a very small pericope. That's what the scholars call little sections of the Bible, pericopes. So now you're enlightened, too. As I said, this will be just a small section, but before I cover it with you, if you're interested in previous sessions of Luke Live, just go to YouTube and look up James DeLucio, JamesDiluzio, and on my YouTube page, I have a number of playlists. Choose playlists and look for Luke Live Online, and you'll see a whole list of all the chapters and pericopes that we've covered. You will also find another playlist for my Young at Heart series, and all of those are there as well. So tonight we're going to look at Jesus calling the apostles, and we need to reflect on how we are called also by name, to love God, to appreciate ourselves as part of God's plan for the world, and to love our neighbors as ourselves. So, as you hear these names, hear yours as well. And the question to ponder further is, why does Jesus choose Judas Iscariot, knowing that he will betray him? Why are we drawn to some people knowing that their characters are a little iffy? Are we trying to impress them? What are we trying to change them? Now, obviously, our reasons would be different from Jesus's, but that's a very important question. So listen to this and ponder your call. Who else was called? Why was he called? I wouldn't have called him, or I wouldn't have called her, but I'm called, and you are called. In those days, Jesus went up to the mountain to pray, and he spent the night in prayer to God. When morning came, he called his disciples to himself, and from these he chose 12, whom he also named apostles. Peter, and Peter's brother Andrew, James and John, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James the son of Alphaeus, Simon, who's called the Zealot, Judas the son of James, and Judas Iscariot, who became a traitor. Well, there we are. And that's really all I'm going to have you ponder today, these 12. Could you name the 12 yourself? How important is it that you can when you have the Bible as a reference? Or, another question, are any of these apostles a little more dominant in your mind and in your heart? Have you claimed any as patron saints? Have you claimed any as sort of models for you? People that you want to dialogue with in prayer or meditation, or that you just simply like? Peter, Andrew, James and John, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, Simon the Zealot, James the son of Alphaeus, Judas son of James, and Judas Iscariot. All right, so there's your questions. 1, do you recognize that you were called as well? 2, how do we pick our friends? Why do we pick our friends? Do we pick some people whose reputations aren't like the best. Why not? 3, why did Jesus pick Judas? And 4, any of these fellows, are they particularly inspiring to you? Or inspirational? Models? Mentors? And there you go. So that's our session for today. Now, next week, we're going to go delve into the rest of chapter 6 from verse 17 onward. I really urge you to read it ahead of time and to bring your questions. So you can send me your questions. You can. At lukelive@lukelive.com. That's my email. lukelive@lukelive.com. And I will check them beforehand so I can address your questions on one of the most powerful passages of Scripture. Really, they encompass all of Jesus' teachings. And then we can see how he literally embodies them in the course of his life, ministry, death, and resurrection. So that is Luke's chapter 6, verses 17 to the very finale of chapter 6. That's for next time. Thank you so much for joining me. If you go out, please still wear your masks and get your vaccines if you haven't yet. Take good care of yourselves. You're important to me. You're important to God, more importantly. And have a good night. Good night, everyone.